Welcome everybody, my name is Shuaib Ahmed and I'm a teacher working in London. Today's video is a really short one and it's all in regards to what can kill any lesson. I've observed and reviewed many lessons being an advanced practitioner, a learning manager, and what I found is there are three key things that kill any lesson. Number one is death by PowerPoint. I cannot explain how demotivating, disengaging this is for learners. Death by PowerPoint is a killer for any lesson. There is no point you being there if you're just going to read from the slides. There is just no fruit for your labor. The students will not engage. The students won't take anything in because all they'll be doing is staring at your slide and then looking at you. There is no additional information. PowerPoint should be an accompaniment to what you're going to cover. The key points should be in a PowerPoint, or the brief should be in the PowerPoint, and then when you talk you're expanding upon that. So the students are forced to engage with you, forced to take notes, not just copy whatever is on that PowerPoint slide. Number two, my personal pet peeve, worksheets. I've walked into many lessons where the only strategy that the teacher knows how to employ is worksheet after worksheet. You'll completed your activity, there you go. Completed your activity, there you go. And even the stretch and challenge is in the worksheet. This is very disengaging. I cannot tell you how many lessons I've walked into and thought, okay, this is the only trick you have up your sleeve. There is nothing else that you can do to engage the learners. You're just going to give them worksheet after worksheet for an hour. Well, then how do you expect the learners to engage with you? Bear in mind, and this is something that teachers forget, bear in mind, today's students are bombarded with information through WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth. Now, with all of those notifications constantly coming in through different mediums, through different channels, do you really think you can engage a learner with a piece of paper for a whole hour? If anything, you should have maybe a couple of worksheets at the very most throughout any entire lesson. Maybe just a starter activity or keywords that you're going to cover in the lesson, but not basing your entire lesson on worksheets. The next one is monotony, and this relates to your voice. Make sure that your voice is engaging. You have highs and lows in your voice. You put on maybe different accents, add a little bit of spice, a bit of personality to the lesson. The worst thing I've seen is when a teacher just stands in the front, there's no passion, there's just one monotone voice. Now, anybody would be switching off from this video around now if I was to talk like this for 30 seconds. So this is something that all teachers need to bear in mind. Get away from the monotony, get away from your monotone voice. If you find that you need to develop a lesson, then sometimes just you putting in a little bit of character, a little bit of spice through the highs and lows of your voice. You've got to bear in mind, teaching is an acting job. Yeah, you've got to keep your audience engaged. It's like a movie. Yeah, if the movie kicks off really well, you're going to stick with it for the first half hour. Yeah, and then if it starts dropping in terms of its entertainment value, you're going to leave it halfway. Or if you're anything like me, a bit of a movie buff, you will go to the end just to see if it picks up at any point and gets better. But with learners, what you're asking them to do is to take in all the information that you're giving them on that day at that time. And the only way you can do that is by making it entertaining. You cannot ask learners to absorb all your information when you're going to bore them. So there you go, guys. Those are my three key killers for any lesson. If you want to make sure that your review, your observation goes really, really well, you've got to steer away from those 3 key things: the death by PowerPoint, the monotonous voice, and the worksheet. If you do all of those, you will steer yourself out of a rear review, you will engage your learners, you will think out of the box and become more of a divergent thinker. So there you have it, everybody. Those are the 3 killers of any lesson. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get notifications for weekly content ahead. Take care of yourself, stay safe, see you in the next one.